I call David Clendon.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I'm pleased to speak on behalf of the Greens in supporting the Minister's recommendations for the appointment to Commissioner and Deputy Commissioner. So we're clearly Mr Ritchie is very well qualified to the role, having been Deputy Commissioner, having served, as has been noted, over 20 years as CEO of the Law Society, having had a long legal career in his own right, member of the Parole Board. He would seem eminently suited for what is undoubtedly a very demanding task. So equally, Catherine Snook, nearly 2 decades practicing law in both public and private sector, has served in the Office of Treaty Settlements, the Ministry of Justice, has been a member of the Parole Board, so again, eminently suited to the task. So the Office of the Judicial Conduct Commissioner has been with us for about 10 years. The purpose of the Commissioner, and I quote, is to enhance public confidence in and protect the impartiality and integrity of the judicial system. And it's critical, it's very important we do that, clearly, that we maintain such integrity. And as Mr Parker has noted in his contribution, the Commissioner, however, cannot and indeed must not challenge the legality or correctness of any judge's decision in relation to any legal proceeding. So all too often, critique of our judges, of our judiciary, is in regard to sentencing decisions, and very often they are claimed to be at one end of a spectrum, either excessively lenient in their sentencing, their judgments, or excessively harsh. And sometimes these accusations are extremely aggressive. They roll over into accusations of incompetence, unsuitability for office, those sorts of things. The judges have very little available to them to remedy that. And I would suggest that we in Parliament do have access to a mechanism in the form of the Sentencing Council, which in 2007 this House passed legislation enabling the creation of a sentencing council, the purpose of which would be, among other things, to produce guidelines around sentencing and parole, to promote consistency in sentencing practice between different courts and judges, to ensure transparency in sentencing policy, and to promote consistency and transparency in parole. And sadly, this legislation has sat on the statute books for some 8 years without being implemented, and we think it's unhelpful that we don't exercise or put into action that mechanism, which could deflect, take away some of the critique, often unfounded critique of the judiciary. So with those few comments, I'd simply reiterate that we are confident that the Minister's nominees for the role, his recommendations, that those people will fulfil the functions and duties of their office. And we'd also add that the establishment of the Sentencing Council would be a useful ancillary step towards maintaining and enhancing public confidence in the judiciary and the justice system. Thank you, Mr Speaker.